All right, so we're gonna welcome you to your main dish prep. This is a super exciting partnership that we have with Gutierrez Farms, and you'll have an opportunity to go out and learn more about their farm. They do beef, lamb, and sell eggs. They're located just south of Nampa, and we're putting together a lamb, beef gyro for you. So we're gonna do some of the prep here to get you to the place where now you're taking home that wonderful package of meat and you're ready to warm it up.
Absolutely. So we started with half and half, 50-50 Gutierrez Farms ground beef and ground lamb. And so if you're a lamb purist, it's not 100%, but they're both from the same farm, and a lot of people like to mellow the stronger flavor of lamb a little bit with beef, and that's pretty traditional for gyros as well. So not uncommon at all. You all have the opportunity just to warm up what we've already made for you. So we've already done the time-consuming part for you. But what we've done is just sauteed a little bit of onions and garlic. And we're gonna mix all the other ingredients together, let them rest and hang out for a little bit before we brown the meat off, and then we're gonna work on some other courses, but you'll just get to warm it up and enjoy it. So I'm gonna grab some onion. All the garlic. all the garlic.
All the garlic. And while he's sauteing that, I'm gonna go ahead and add some delicious breadcrumb to our meat mixture here.
Perfect.
Our bread comes from Acme Bake Shop, which you've had an opportunity to learn about in your first course, which was your appetizer. So we're gonna duplicate that partnership again here in the main dish.
All right.
And to that, we're also going to add some wine, some white wine, about a quarter cup. We like to eyeball things. We don't like to actually measure
don't go
things.
crazy with measuring. That's right about there. Get that all simmery.
It smells so tasty.
Ooh. I think we should probably put some in with the breadcrumbs too.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. And then I'm gonna chop up some parsley for you here, because I know you're gonna
fresh from the garden.
That. We have some really good fresh herbs here, Nate. Do you want to talk about which you harvested this morning from the garden?
We had to walk all the way over behind us to grab some fresh oregano, some thyme, and I even found some cilantro, coriander, that has gone to seed. And so we're just gonna kind of smash that up, if you don't mind if I use this knife real quick. I'm just gonna kind of beat it up a little bit. And we're gonna chuck that in with our blend here and let it sit for a while so all the herbs can kind of get to know each other. The sauteed onions and garlic, we're reducing the wine out a little bit. We'll throw it all together. The longer that has a chance to just sit together, those breadcrumbs are kind of gonna absorb all this good stuff. It makes it a much more enjoyable experience. The time is worth letting everything just kind of hang out together for this recipe.
They're gonna get friendly.
They are. Well, they've grown up right next to each other.
Yes.
They're in the same box, right? Or next to each other anyway.
Siblings.
I'll run through this parsley real quick.
Yeah. We probably need to do a rough.
Might as well just do all the herbs together. That's the best part about that.
And this is one of my favorite parts, is the smell. So I can smell the rosemary.
Which they
can
can't
the
smell.
parsley.
Yeah.
I know. But I'll just tell you, it
Smell-o-vision.
smells really good.
It's pretty awesome.
And maybe when you're cooking it, you'll get a little whiff of it too, right?
Yeah.
When they're reheating it.
Oh, I hope they will. Oh, for sure they will. All right, we're getting close on these.
And I brought you a hot pot holder if you need it.
Awesome.
I always grab those and
Yeah, grab the
burn
skillet.
my hand.
You don't have a Lodge tattoo handle on your hand there. And just a squeeze from a half a lemon, or just the end of that lemon there, right into the sauce. Oh yeah. All right.
And now this reminds me of making meatloaf, right?
But
'Cause you're
that's
just gonna
really
get your
similar. This
hands
is
in
really
there.
similar to that. We're just gonna get to do the fun part that we all wanted to do as kids, right? Which was just get in there and mix it up. You can wait for a little bit so that you don't burn your hands
was
on the
gonna say,
hot
if you've
onions in
got
front of your
hands
friends.
like
But if you've worked in the
Jacques
kitchen for a
Pepin.
while, it's really fine. It's not a big deal.
You ever watch Jacques?
Yeah, Jacques
And then,
Pepin.
like he grabs stuff that's scorching hot.
Right.
I'm like, how does he do
How does he do that? He has no feeling in his hands. He's a French chef they use their fingers for everything. So we're just gonna get this all mixed up and then just let it hang out a little bit. Again, just so you can see part of the process if you'd like to duplicate this later at home. But you're gonna get to enjoy this. We've already done all the hard work in resting it for you. You can just warm it up. Then we can get to work on our appetizer and our second course.
Should we show you how pretty it looks though? Yum,
And it
yum.
smells awesome. Ah, that's so good. All right.
So we're gonna welcome you back to your main course. The meat's had some time to soak in all of those delicious flavors, and now we're gonna cook it. Remember, you're getting a cooked version of this, but we really just kind of wanted to walk you through the process of what went into this delicious dish that you're enjoying for your main course. So what Nate's doing is he's putting together kind of some patties, if you will, like
Yeah,
lamb beef
loose.
patties, because they are going to go on this pita bread here. We mentioned that your main course is a Greek gyro is kind of what we're going for. And so Nate's cooking this up right now. He's going to add some more fresh herbs in there.
Because we have them and we're here,
Yes.
all right, oops, we're just gonna let that hang out. For a couple minutes, we'll get this side nice and brown while we work on the tzatziki, yeah?
Yeah. So you're also gonna find in your box some prepared tzatziki for you. We didn't wanna go to the hassle of having to get you the Greek yogurt and all of the things that go into the tzatziki sauce. But what we've got here is a little bit of Greek yogurt. We are going to add some of this yummy charred lemon. And so we'll take one of these, and I like to just take the spatula or the
There you go, yeah, use the
thing
lever.
here, and yeah, I like to leverage my tools in the kitchen because otherwise
Ooh.
we're gonna
Yeah,
throw some
that's a good
fresh-
trick, burning the
fresh
lemon like
lemon
that. It
in
really,
there.
again, adds another little layer of flavor and it's easier to squeeze.
And it's pretty.
And
Right?
also, it's pretty.
It's pretty.
That matters.
It does matter. So I'm gonna go ahead and start whisking this a little bit. Nate's got some parsley there he's gonna chop up and add to this. The other big component of this tzatziki are these delicious cucumbers. So we grow these here in the campus garden. These are one of my favorite varieties. They're called munchers. Usually
appropriate.
because I like to pick them
Just
about
munch 'em.
this size so that when I come out in the garden, I can just sit there and munch on them while I'm pulling weeds and doing all of those other fun things in the garden.
You
So
grow your own garden snacks.
I'm gonna take these, and I like to peel just a little bit of the skin off of these, not too much, because I do like the flavor of the skin. Just it
Is there a
can
part
get
of the
little
cucumber
bit
that's been more bitter than others?
Yeah.
Like the ends, I've heard, can be a little bit more bitter
And
than
I
others.
think the
but-
skin can also be a little bit
Right,
bitter,
especially
which
if they're
is-
older. Like you sneak out in your
Right.
garden and there's a 12-pound cucumber laying there. That's probably not going to be the most delicious one.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, I would still eat it because I don't like things to go to waste.
Right.
But I would turn that into like, I'd probably cut it in half, pull all the seeds out,
Yeah.
and turn it into some kind of like refrigerator pickle or
Yeah,
something that's
big.
not like
There you go.
super critical for the.
I'm going to throw the parsley and the garlic in.
Perfect. And while you're doing that, I'm going to chop this up pretty finely.
Excellent. And I'll work on getting the tomatoes broken down.
And then,
What are these called again?
yeah, so let's talk about the tomatoes. So your box will probably have several different, you could have several options. What Nate's got here is a Cherokee Purple, which is a really, really pretty heirloom tomato.
Look how meaty that is.
They say they look like purple hearts.
Man, wow.
So it's really, really pretty. You might have that in your box. You might have some of these smaller varieties. These are a Sun Gold, or we also have, as I'm looking out here, some red cherry tomatoes, which are some super sweet 100s. So you might have something like this that you might just want to do a quick little cut in half. You may also have some red tomatoes in your box, this year we grew a variety called Fantastic, which is kind of like an early girl, another sweet, really good red ripe tomato. Or the last variety that you might have, which I'm kind of proud of, is an Idaho variety called Lata, and it's this
Ooh.
yellow color. So you may find some tomatoes like this in your box.
I don't think I've had one of those. Can I taste this?
Yeah, yeah. And what you're gonna do is kind of what Nate's doing right here, right? You're gonna dice those tomatoes up because you're gonna want those as the topping on your gyro. So I'm gonna hand Nate this pretty little red dish here.
Thank you, thank you.
We'll throw our tomatoes in there because you will want those when the time comes to top your gyros with.
And I can hear our meat sizzling away over here. I'm just gonna push this rosemary around a little bit and get these loose rustic patties kind of flipped over. Side note, not particularly garden related, but if you don't own a cast iron skillet, you're missing out. You
so
don't have to
true.
cook over fire. You can use them on your glass stovetop. They're not that high maintenance. They kind of have a bad reputation for being finicky. It's really, once you get to know it, there is, I actually don't own any other type of pan except for maybe one like nonstick egg pan that I do like omelets in at home. But between my cast iron skillets and griddles and a couple pieces of sandstone bakeware, I don't think I have anything that's like you should have a cast iron skillet to enjoy.
Yeah, I discovered the cast iron pans probably a couple years ago, and I'm in the same boat as you now. Once you get them seasoned and the flavor,
it's amazing.
It's crazy what a pan will do for the flavor of the things that you're cooking. We do a lot of stuff on our smoker, so I like to put, potatoes in there or mac and cheese.
Oh, you can go right into the oven, crazy hot, do a pizza in there, whatever you want. I've actually heard, you might know about this a little bit, but I've heard that you do get trace amounts of iron as a dietary supplement, which we don't generally get unless we're eating vegetables that maybe have a little bit of soil still on them or whatever. It's tough to get a lot of extra iron in our diet, and so I've actually heard that cooking in cast iron actually can give you some trace amounts of iron in your diet.
Yeah.
Which we're fans of,
Yeah.
having balanced diet.
Heck yeah. Especially as we learn more and more and more about the things that are
good for what's inside.
And what's killing us, right?
Right.
So if the top 5 things that are killing us are related to our diet, and we can curb that. And
so this is medicine? I'm taking my medicine
Can
right
you
now.
believe that?
Oh,
Can you believe that?
this is the best tasting medicine I've ever had in my entire life.
Farm fresh.
Yes.
So I think our tzatziki is pretty well done. We've got our yogurt. We added some lemon.
Did you throw some dill? Some dill in there
Yep,
just now?
I threw
Awesome.
some dill in there. I've got the garlic in there, and so we are going to just let this sit and soak up all of those sauces.
Sauces, all the
up,
juices.
right? All the
they're
juices.
getting to know each other.
And remember, you're getting this already done. So that's all that went into this. And honestly, if I was to choose like one of my favorite things about eating Greek gyros, it's the tzatziki.
Yeah, like, oh no, we're out of meat. I'll just have some nice bread with some tzatziki.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about like the
Well, you're a veggie
the
girl.
dill
I mean,
and the
it's
cucumber.
yeah.
It's just this like delightful little marriage that I quite enjoy. So, so the last thing that we're gonna do while you're finishing up the meat.
Yeah, could you do that?
So we've got our tzatziki here. We've got our diced tomatoes to put on top. We've got a little extra parsley. The other thing that we've got here, and you're gonna find in your box, is a little thing of feta. The feta, again, if you enjoyed that appetizer and that delicious cheese that you had, this is also from Eden Creamery. So another delicious topping from Her Dairy out there in Kuna. And then you're gonna find in your box a red onion. This was also harvested from the campus garden, and I also think makes a really great topping for your gyro. So I'm just gonna take this. I like to pull off a little bit of the peel. It can kind of get a little chewy, I guess.
Sure, yeah, it's firmer. The outside layers are definitely
yeah.
a little firmer than
So I like to peel it back a little bit until I get to that really pretty purple spot. These are so pretty.
They're so pretty. I went to South America in 2008. We were in Ecuador walking around a market, and they actually have all of their produce sitting out completely peeled like that. So it's just the outside purple layer. I walked up to a table of just purple onions and I bought like 12, and I had no reason to, but they were just so gorgeous.
And this you're just gonna do a quick little dice on, so nothing too sophisticated. Similar to your tomatoes, right?
Yep.
Where you took the full tomato and did a little dice on it, you're gonna do the same thing here with these really pretty.
And quick tip, if you're not a
red
big
onions.
red onion fan, they can be a little on the strong side, especially when they're fresh out of the ground, which I love that flavor. But if you want to mellow them out a little bit, if you just take a bowl of ice water, you can just slice them up, chuck them in there while you're kind of getting everything ready, and then strain them and pat them dry really quick. It just kind of takes a little bit of that onion bite out and mellows them out just a little bit. The other option would be sauteing them a little and then letting them cool. But I think fresh is the best application for this dish. So if you want to turn them down a little bit of ice water for 10-15 minutes is awesome. So these look about ready.
Oh, I'm excited. That means it's plating
time.
Plating and eating time.
Oh, we have a B plate.
Yeah, we've got
They're
two
already on
plates here. Do you want to talk them through? Just kind of
Yeah,
you did
sure.
a quick reheat on the pita bread
So I
here?
just, in the skillet, but whatever pan you have, we just heated the pita up so it's nice and soft, pliable. Is it time? Are we doing this?
I think we're doing this
Awesome.
with the train in the background.
Choo choo. Farm to table. We're cooking
I'll
outside.
Let you plate 'em and then
That's what it is.
I'll top them off. How's that sound?
That's great. Here you go.
All right, so there's pita numero uno. And this is really just whatever things you want on top. So if you're not a tomato fan, I would still encourage you to really try a garden fresh tomato.
Oh man, they're not a lot of people don't like the seedy kind of runny center of a tomato, but they're so meaty. A real fresh vine ripened tomato is so, like these varieties in particular, all of them are so meaty inside that I think you're right. You got to try it. You just got to try it.
So even if it's not your thing, please do.
I'm gonna squeeze a little
pass it
fresh
your
lemon
way,
on here because we have more in here and I don't want to waste any of
We
it.
still need the tomatoes on there and the parsley, and then we'll chop it off.
We're
with
using our
that
fingers
yummy
because
cheese.
we're eating these ourselves. And I'm gonna chop up a little more fresh parsley.
Yep, and you'll find some fresh parsley in your box as well to add on top of this. It's a nice little
And I'll
addition.
crumble a little feta on there. Do you want to talk about this Eden Creamery feta? Man, it's so soft.
Yeah, it's so funny because we were talking as we were getting ready to film this that a lot of fetas that you buy from the grocery store can be kind of stiff. They don't have a lot of flavor. I think can be a little bit salty at times.
For sure.
And this is just a really soft, sweet, really just delicious. I don't know how else
It
to,
really is.
how else to explain it.
Yeah, I mean, I just threw some in my mouth to see what we're working with. And if you guys can get a hold of some of this cheese regularly and keep supporting these local places that are making artisan cheese from cows in Idaho.
Goats.
It's goats, cows, goat cheese.
Oberhausley's.
Anyway, all right.
So this is so pretty. This is it. So you're gonna reheat that meat. You're gonna toast up that pita bread. And then you're gonna add the yummy tzatziki yogurt that's already been prepared for you. You'll chop up those onions and those tomatoes. You'll have that parsley, and then
That's
you're gonna
so pretty. And then you just gotta
stack that all together.
look
and,
at that.
and
Oh,
right?
oh, it's so good. I did it. Ah!
But this is your main course. A great partnership with Gutierrez Farms, a great partnership with Eden Creamery, a great partnership with the Tower Grill and the Campus Garden, and really bringing it all together. If you added on a bottle of wine, this is paired with a delicious red wine from Fujishin Cellars. I hope that you probably opened the bottle of wine when you started this whole process, but if you haven't opened the bottle of wine yet, now would be the time to do it.
You're gonna drink it.
And enjoy it with this main dish. And thank you.
Awesome, thank you. Cheers.
I know.
Clink. Yeah.